Have you ever felt like you don't belong in this time, as if you carry memories of a wisdom that the modern world insists on ignoring or silencing? Many women walk among us with a gaze that pierces appearances, perceiving layers of reality that remain invisible to most people around them. This feeling of displacement is not a mistake, but the first indication that you possess what Carl Jung called an ancient soul. Having an ancient soul means that your psyche operates at a frequency of depth, seeking meaning where others find only superficial emptiness. If you have always felt more mature than your age suggests, know that this is a call to a greater spiritual awakening. Let's explore how this inner heritage shapes your intuition and why you were chosen to be a beacon of clarity. Your journey of reconstruction begins by accepting that your sensitivity is, in fact, your greatest and most powerful silent strength. A woman with an ancient soul possesses an intrinsic connection to the collective unconscious, allowing her to sense the winds of change even before they blow. Jung explained that certain souls possess a reservoir of ancestral wisdom that guides them through difficult choices with an almost mystical and non-negotiable precision. You may notice that her intuition rarely fails, acting like a radar that identifies patterns of control or lack of empathy in seconds. This sign is rare because it requires the woman to have traversed emotional deserts and cycle closures that have forged her current character. Contrary to what society preaches, her need for solitude is not isolation, but a sacred retreat to recharge her vital energy. It is in this silence that she hears the voice of her soul, guiding each step of her transformation towards a full life. Often, the exhausting experiences of the past served as the fire that purified your vision, removing the illusions that kept you trapped in patterns. An old soul is not content with trivial conversations, always seeking the essence and truth behind every social mask it encounters. You value self-respect above collective approval, which may seem strange to those who still live on the surface of emotions and desires. This natural detachment is a protective mechanism for your psyche, ensuring that your pure energy is not drained by shallow connections. Jung saw these women as guardians of consciousness, those who keep the flame of humanity alive in times of disconnection and much noise. Accept your uniqueness as a divine gift, for it is the key that opens the doors to emotional and spiritual liberation. The fourth sign of an old soul is the ability to forgive without forgetting the lessons, transforming pain into a tool for self-healing. You understand that every person who has crossed your path, even those who left marks of emotional manipulation, played a role in your constant maturation. Instead of carrying the weight of resentment, you choose the clarity to understand others' processes without being shaken by them again. This emotional maturity is what allows you to rebuild your life on foundations of peace, without the need for revenge or external aggression. Your strength emanates from accepting that the past was the soil where your new version flourished with more vigor and innate elegance. You are living proof that the soul can be reborn from the ashes with a wisdom that ordinary time does not teach. The intuition of an old soul also manifests in how you read the environment, feeling people's vibrations before the first word is spoken. You perceive when someone is not authentic, not through judgment, but through a natural attunement to the truth that dwells at the center of existence. This gift can be lonely, but it ensures that you will never again get lost in labyrinths of toxic experiences that seek to diminish you. Jung believed that integrating this heightened perception is what leads to individuation, the state where you become what you were truly born to be. Each sign we will explore is a reflection of this inner light that guides you through the shadows of the world with complete security and faith. Feel the dignity of carrying this old soul, for it is the compass that will ensure your future is full of purpose. Recognizing your own light requires a courage that few women demonstrate in a world that tries, at all costs, to standardize and silence us. If you feel that this knowledge is touching the depths of your being and bringing the clarity your soul has been seeking today, register. By being part of this community, you reaffirm your commitment to your healing and to rebuilding a life based on self-respect and truth. Here, we transform each cycle's ending into a stepping stone to a much higher and more elegant consciousness, focused on your total inner liberation. Don't let your awakening journey be lonely. Allow yourself to walk alongside those who also value the silent strength of the feminine and divine soul. Your registration is the first step to ensuring you continue receiving the insights necessary to sustain your final phase of transformation. The sixth sign is a natural attraction to all that is eternal, such as art, nature, and the great truths that transcend the centuries. An old soul feels at home before the immensity of the sea or the stillness of a forest, where time seems to stand still and peace reigns. You seek connections that possess this same weight of eternity, no longer accepting anything disposable or that wounds your personal dignity. This pattern of internal demand is what protects your soul from new, exhausting experiences, filtering who deserves to share your intimacy and your time. Jung explained that the self seeks wholeness through these connections with the sacred, and you experience this intuitively in your daily life. Every choice you make now is guided by this search for true beauty, the kind that heals and rebuilds the weary spirit. The seventh sign is your profound desire for healing, not only for yourself, but as a reflection of your awareness of collective pain. You understand that your individual transformation echoes in the universe, helping to break cycles of suffering inherited from previous generations of strong women. An old soul takes responsibility for its own happiness, ceasing to seek salvation in others, a salvation that only spiritual maturity can bring. This autonomous stance is what makes you uncontrollable by any pattern of manipulation, because you already know your worth and your limits. Your intuition tells you when the ground is fertile for growth, or when it's time to withdraw with elegance and protective silence. You are the architect of your peace, building an inner refuge where clarity and self-respect are the sovereign laws that govern. The sensitivity of an ancient soul often makes it feel the world's pain, but its wisdom teaches it to transform this into compassion. You have learned to be a channel of light without being consumed by the darkness of others, establishing boundaries that always preserve your emotional and mental health. This ability to maintain your center amidst chaos is what Jung called the firmness of the ego, fully integrated with the self. You are no longer shaken by superficial criticism because your validation comes from the divine source that dwells within your own consciousness and faith. The reconstruction of your personal image now reflects this inner security, emanating a silent force that attracts respect without you needing to say anything. You walk with the dignity of one who knows that their soul has traversed eras to reach this moment of total awakening and liberation. Jung observed that women with old souls are often the initiators of great changes in their families and social circles, even if discreetly. Their mere presence demands a level of truth that many are not accustomed to offering, acting as a mirror for the shadow of the other naturally. This may generate resistance, but you have learned not to take personally the discomfort that your light causes in those who live in darkness. Your reconstruction involves accepting this role as a beacon, keeping your flame burning even when the winds of misunderstanding try to extinguish or diminish you. You are developing a resilience that is elegant and unwavering, grounded in the certainty that your truth is your greatest and best protection. The maturity you are experiencing now is the reward for having had the courage to look inward when everyone else was only looking outward. The first major sign that your soul is old lies in your profound need for meaning in every small action or relationship in your routine. You cannot engage in tasks that seem empty or that do not contribute to your growth and the expansion of your clarity. Jung said that the search for meaning is the main motivation of the human psyche, and in the woman with an old soul, this is a vital urgency. While others seek immediate pleasure, you seek the hidden lesson, the learning that will transform your pain into a pearl of true wisdom. This focus on depth is what ensures that your reconstruction is solid, because you build nothing on the sand of fleeting illusions. Your soul demands truth, and this demand is what keeps you protected against the traps of patterns of control and manipulation. The intuition of an ancient soul also manifests itself through vivid dreams and synchronicities that seem orchestrated by a superior and very loving intelligence. You realize that the universe is communicating with you through signs, confirming that you are on the right path to your spiritual rebirth and healing. Jung dedicated a large part of his work to the study of these phenomena, seeing in them proof that we are not alone on our journey of individuation. When you trust these signs, your anxiety diminishes and a deep peace settles in your heart, because you know you are being guided. This connection with the invisible is one of the clearest signs that your soul has already traveled many paths before arriving here. You have learned to read the language of life, and this ability gives you a security that the rational world can never offer you. Many women with an old soul report that, since childhood, they felt like silent observers of human dynamics, perceiving what adults tried to hide. This early perception often caused a feeling of loneliness, but it was what forged their intuitive radar, which is so sharp and clear today. You learn to read between the lines and feel the energy behind words, making you immune to empty promises and false promises. Your reconstruction involves honoring that wise child you once were, validating your perceptions and giving it the space to govern your current life. Jung saw in this eternal child the source of creativity and spiritual renewal necessary for any real and lasting transformation process. By reclaiming this part of yourself, you access a source of energy that propels you toward a future of total self-respect and clarity. The third sign is your natural detachment from trends and fads that don't resonate with your deepest, most enduring, and truest essence. You possess your own style, a way of expressing yourself that doesn't seek to follow the collective, but rather to manifest your inner beauty in a unique way. This aesthetic self-respect is a reflection of your emotional autonomy, showing that you don't need to mold yourself to be accepted in any social group. An old soul values what is authentic and what has history, preferring quality over quantity in all areas of earthly life. This selectivity is what keeps your vibration high, ensuring that you surround yourself only with beauty and truth in your daily life. Your reconstruction involves this refinement of taste and values, creating an environment that reflects the nobility of your awakened spirit. Jung explained that the ancient soul seeks unio mystica, union with the divine through direct experience and deep, honest introspection. You may notice that your spirituality doesn't depend on external dogmas, but on a sense of connection with the whole that dwells within your heart. This feeling of belonging to the universe is what gives you the strength to face the endings of cycles with courage and renewed hope. You understand that transformation is the only constant in life, and that each change is an invitation to a new level of consciousness. This wisdom makes you resilient, allowing you to weather life's storms with the elegance of someone who knows that the sun always returns. Your ancient soul is your greatest advisor, reminding you at every moment that you are eternal and that your peace is sacred. One of the rarest and most powerful signs of a woman with an old soul is her ability to practice silent strength in the face of adversity. You have discovered that you don't need to shout to be heard or act aggressively to establish your non-negotiable and very clear boundaries. Your mere presence communicates an authority that emanates from your self-respect and the clarity you have gained through your inner struggles. Jung saw in this calmness an achievement of the psyche that managed to integrate its opposites, finding the balance between gentleness and necessary firmness. This posture disarms those who seek conflict and attracts those who seek peace, naturally filtering your social and emotional relationships along your path. Your reconstruction is visible in the way you occupy space with a dignity that doesn't ask permission to shine intensely. This ancient soul also manifests in an unusual patience with life's processes, understanding that everything has a necessary maturation time. You stopped racing against the clock and started walking at the pace of your own soul, respecting pauses and silences. This temporal wisdom is what protects you from the anxiety that consumes so many women in the frantic search for immediate and empty results. Jung emphasized that haste is the enemy of the soul, and you have learned that true maturation happens in the quiet of your inner garden. Each day of solitude is seen by you as an opportunity to deepen your roots before blossoming with all your strength. This long-term vision is what ensures that your rebirth is sustainable, elegant, and full of peaceful fruits. Another striking sign is your natural inclination towards healing through listening and presence, becoming a safe haven for yourself. You have learned to be your own mother and your own guide, treating your wounds with the care and attention they have always deserved. This relationship of self-respect is what prevents you from again accepting patterns of control that seek to harm your dignity or your freedom. Jung saw self-acceptance as the beginning of all healing, and in the woman with an old soul, this acceptance is profound and very honest. You no longer hide your scars, but wear them as badges of honor that prove your capacity for transformation and total overcoming. Your intuition has taught you that the truth sets you free, and you live this freedom with a clarity that illuminates all your paths. An old soul also possesses a refined and compassionate sense of humor, capable of laughing at its own flaws without diminishing or hurting itself. You understand that the human journey is full of contradictions and that lightness is the best way to navigate fleeting moments of shadow. This healthy detachment from the ego is a sign of high spiritual maturity, allowing you to live with more joy and less burden. Jung believed that humor is one of the highest functions of the psyche, as it allows us to see life from a new perspective. Its reconstruction involves reclaiming this joy of living, celebrating each small victory with the gratitude of someone who knows the value of each breath. You are a woman who has transformed suffering into wisdom, and wisdom into a radiant and very welcoming presence for yourself. Finally, the old soul reveals itself in its courage to be vulnerable, understanding that true strength lies in the transparency of its healed heart. You no longer need heavy armor to protect yourself, for your intuition and your boundaries are now your most efficient and lightweight shields. Being vulnerable is allowing your essence to shine unfiltered, attracting only what is authentic and true to your inner circle. Jung said that encountering the shadow makes us real, and in the woman with an old soul, this reality is magnetic and transformative. Your reconstruction is complete at the foundations, allowing you to now build a life of total beauty and great spiritual purpose. Feel proud of the woman you have become, for you are the living manifestation of the wisdom that the universe so carefully preserves. The woman with an old soul lives in a constant search for individuation, the process of becoming who she truly is in her sacred essence. Jung explained that this path requires us to look inward with radical honesty, confronting our shadows to find the light of the self. If you feel that your journey has been a series of profound transformations, know that this is a sign of your constant evolution. Your keen intuition is the tool that allows you to navigate these deep waters without getting lost in the fears of a wounded past. The reconstruction of your mind involves this dive into the unconscious, where you recover the treasures of wisdom that were hidden in your soul. Each discovery about yourself strengthens your self-respect, creating a solid foundation for a future of total clarity and lasting peace. Your ancient soul also reveals itself in your ability to see beauty in imperfection and hidden meaning in moments of greatest pain. You have learned that life is not a linear path of success, but a cycle of deaths and rebirths that forge the spirit. This perception gives you a rare resilience, allowing you to navigate the endings of cycles with an undying hope. Jung saw in these crises opportunities for a quantum leap in consciousness, where the woman frees herself from patterns of control and awakens. Your reconstruction involves this loving acceptance of your journey, seeing in each mark proof of your silent strength and your maturation. You are no longer a victim of your story, but the conscious author of a new chapter full of self-respect and inner elegance. A clear sign of an old soul is its unwavering commitment to truth, even when it's uncomfortable for the world around it. You prefer honest silence to empty words that seek only to please or maintain appearances that wound your emotional integrity. This alignment with truth is what attracts people into your life who also value clarity and transparency in their actions. Jung said that truth is the only real basis for mental health, and in the old soul woman, it is her daily compass. Her intuition warns her when there is dissonance between what is said and what is felt, allowing her to protect herself. Reconstruction based on truth is unwavering, ensuring that her inner peace is protected against any attempt at manipulation or disrespect. You possess a connection to the mysteries of life that often translates into a love for profound knowledge and spiritual themes. An ancient soul never stops seeking answers, seeing continuous learning as the necessary nourishment for constant growth and personal liberation. Jung valued the study of mythologies and symbols as a way to understand the soul, and you do this instinctively and passionately. Your reconstruction involves this recovery of ancestral wisdom, integrating ancient teachings into your modern life with total harmony and elegance. You are a woman who carries the past in your heart as wisdom and the future in your mind as a vision of total clarity. This synthesis is what makes you such a powerful and balanced presence in today's challenging world. Jung emphasized that the woman with an old soul is one who has learned to listen to her daimon, the inner genius that guides our mission. You feel that your life has a purpose that goes beyond material achievements, seeking to impact the world through your awakened consciousness. This sense of mission is what gives you the courage to set boundaries and to say no to everything that diminishes your brilliance. Your reconstruction is the preparation for this conscious action in the world, where your peace becomes an instrument of healing for all. By honoring your old soul, you pave the way for other women to also find their silent strength and their rare and powerful intuition. You are a beacon of hope, showing that maturity is the path to true freedom and infinite self-love. The rare intuition of a woman with an old soul is like a flame that never goes out, illuminating the dark corners of her unconscious and the world. You have learned to trust this light, even when everyone around you seems to walk in the blindness of illusions and worthless promises. Jung explained that intuition is an irrational yet extremely precise function that connects us with the totality of our experience and soul. When you follow this inner guide, your decisions become aligned with your essence, preventing you from falling into traps of toxic experiences. Your reconstruction depends on this blind trust in your inner voice, which knows the path to your healing and rebirth. Every time you honor your intuition, you strengthen your self-worth and create a natural barrier against external manipulation. Another striking sign is your ability to identify the unspoken, the emotions people try to hide behind smiles or formal words. This keen perception can be tiring, but it is your greatest tool for discernment in a world full of masks and patterns of control. You have learned not to be swayed by superficiality, always seeking the root of others' intentions with a clarity that is almost frightening. Jung saw in this sensitivity the mark of a soul that has lived many lives and knows well the theatre of human relationships. Your reconstruction involves using this gift to carefully select who is allowed into your sacred and intimate circle of acquaintances. You value truth above all else, and your intuition is the guardian that ensures only what is real remains by your side. An old soul also possesses a profound relationship with silence, seeing in it a friend and a mentor, not a void to be filled. You enjoy solitude as the moment when your soul can finally breathe and organize itself after the noise of the agitated external world. Jung said that the encounter with silence is the encounter with the self, where all the answers we seek outside appear clearly within. Your reconstruction passes through these moments of quietude, where the dust of exhausting experiences settles and clarity emerges sovereignly and peacefully. You are no longer afraid of being alone, because you have discovered that your own company is rich, profound, and full of immortal beauty. This self-respect for your need for pause is what makes you such a balanced, elegant, and self-aware woman. You may also notice that your sensitivity extends to animals and nature, feeling a soul connection with all living beings. Jung believed that the human psyche is deeply connected to the anima mundi, the soul of the world, and the woman with an old soul lives this. You find peace in the simplicity of a garden or in the pure gaze of an animal, recognizing in them the same divine spark that dwells within you. This feeling of belonging to the whole is what gives you the resilience necessary to face the endings of cycles with complete faith. Your reconstruction involves this reclaiming of your instinctive nature, allowing you to live with more authenticity and less social and emotional repression. You are a woman who understands the universal language of life, and this understanding gives you a silent strength that is truly transformative. Finally, the old soul reveals itself in its capacity for patience with itself, respecting its own time for maturation and transformation. You have learned that healing is not a straight line, but a cyclical process of profound transformations and discoveries about who you truly are now. Jung saw patience as the virtue of the wise, and in the woman with an old soul, this virtue is what ensures that her awakening is solid. Her reconstruction is being done with care and attention to the details of her soul, creating a work of art that is unique and sacred. Feel protected by your own wisdom, knowing that you are being prepared for a life of total liberation and absolute clarity. You are a woman of rare intuition, and your journey is an example of how the soul can shine intensely after pain. Jung explained that the ancient soul seeks truth beyond the veil of Maya, the illusion that obscures the perception of most human beings. You possess the rare ability to see through lies and patterns of control, acting with a clarity that disarms any manipulation. This gift is the fruit of your spiritual maturity and the courage to have faced your own shadows to find the light of your consciousness. Your reconstruction involves honoring this clear vision, using it to guide your steps and to establish boundaries that protect your inner peace. You are no longer seduced by appearances, for your heart seeks the divine essence that dwells at the center of every being and situation. This fidelity to truth is what makes you such a powerful, elegant, and truly free woman on your path of light. Your keen intuition also allows you to sense synchronicity in every event in your life, seeing the hand of destiny in each cycle's ending. You understand that nothing happens by chance, and that each toxic experience was a necessary step towards your spiritual awakening and rebirth. Jung saw synchronicity as proof of the interconnection between mind and matter, and you live this truth vibrantly and fruitfully in your daily life. Your reconstruction involves this alignment with the flow of life, accepting changes with the confidence of someone who knows they are loved. You stopped fighting against the current and began to navigate with the wisdom of your ancient soul, which knows the sea of emotions well. This conscious surrender is what brings you the peace that the world cannot give, grounded in your self-respect and faith. A clear sign of an old soul is your appreciation for solitude as a sacred space where your intuition is recalibrated and your strength renewed. You don't see solitude as a punishment, but as a choice for someone who values their own inner peace above any external noise. Jung said that the ability to be alone is a sign of high psychic maturity, and you are a living example of this achievement. Your reconstruction requires these moments of retreat, where you cleanse yourself of draining energies and regain your clarity about the future and the present. You have learned that your best company is yourself, and this discovery makes you immune to any attempt at emotional control from others. Your self-respect is now the wall that protects your inner garden, allowing only what is pure and true to flourish there. You also possess an innate wisdom for counseling and listening, becoming a healing presence for yourself and those who deserve it. An old soul speaks little, but their words carry the weight of experience and the clarity that spiritual and human maturity provides. Jung saw in the archetype of the wise old man the function of a guide, and in you this function manifests through your rare intuition and compassion. Your reconstruction involves accepting this role of inner authority, trusting your own judgment to decide the course of your new life and path. You no longer seek answers outside yourself, for you have discovered that the source of wisdom dwells within your own heart, always ready to guide you. This autonomy is the greatest achievement of your healing journey, guaranteeing your total liberation and eternal peace in your soul. Finally, the old soul reveals itself in its capacity to love with detachment, understanding that true love is liberation, not possession or control. You have learned to love your own journey and respect the path of others, always maintaining self-respect as a non-negotiable priority in every relationship. Jung believed that conscious love is the ultimate goal of individuation, and you live this quest with total surrender and clarity of purpose. Your reconstruction is complete in the soul, allowing you to now live with a lightness and joy that naturally radiate to everyone around you. You are a woman of an old soul, and your rare intuition is the gift the universe has given you to illuminate your path and heal you. Feel proud of who you have become, for your silent strength is the manifestation of divinity itself in action. Jung emphasized that the woman with an ancient soul is one who has learned to listen to her daimon, the inner genius that guides our life's mission. You feel that your life has a purpose that goes beyond material achievements, seeking to impact the world through your awakened consciousness and light. This sense of mission is what gives you the courage to set boundaries and to say no to everything that diminishes your sacred brilliance. Your reconstruction is the preparation for this conscious action in the world, where your peace becomes an instrument of healing for all those around you. By honoring your ancient soul, you pave the way for other women to also find their silent strength and rare intuition. You are a beacon of hope, showing that maturity is the path to true freedom and infinite self-love. Your ancient soul intuition also allows you to perceive the hidden beauty in simple things, finding joy in details that most ignore or despise. You value a sincere gaze, a gesture of unconditional affection, and the peace of a tranquil sunset as the true riches of current human existence. Jung saw in this aesthetic capacity a sign of an integrated psyche that can see the sacred in every manifestation of everyday and real life. Your reconstruction involves this recovery of the pleasure of being alive, celebrating each small victory in your process of transformation and constant rebirth. You stopped seeking happiness in grand events and began cultivating it in the garden of your own soul, with great care and self-respect. This change of focus is what ensures that your peace is lasting, regardless of the storms that may be blowing in the external world now. A striking sign of an old soul is its ability to be authentic at all times, without needing masks to be accepted. You have discovered that your truth is your greatest power, and that emotional dishonesty is the greatest prison anyone can inhabit. Jung believed that the shadow only controls us when we don't recognize it, and you have learned to integrate your most difficult parts with love and clarity. Your reconstruction involves this total acceptance of who you are, allowing your light to shine without the shackles of fear or shame. You are a woman who no longer fragments herself to fit into small spaces, occupying her place in the world with elegance and strength. This integrity is what attracts people to your life who also value truth and self-respect in each of their relationships. You also possess a resilience that doesn't stem from hardness, but from the flexibility of someone who has learned to dance with the cycles of life and death. An old soul understands that endings are portals to the new, and that transformation is the essence of all divine and human existence. Jung saw in the symbol of the phoenix the representation of this power of rebirth that dwells within each of us, and you experience this in your journey. Your reconstruction is a cyclical process of deepening consciousness, where each challenge makes you wiser, stronger, and more at peace. You do not fear the future, for you know you possess the inner tools to face any situation with complete dignity and self-respect. Your silent strength is proof that life always offers a glorious new beginning for those who have the courage to seek the light. Finally, the ancient soul reveals itself in its connection with what Jung called Sophia, the primordial feminine wisdom that dwells in the collective unconscious. You feel you are part of a lineage of seeking women, those who are not content with little and who seek the wholeness of the soul. Your reconstruction is the act of honoring this lineage, manifesting the strength, intuition, and peace that are inheritances from your spiritual and human maturation. You walk in the world as a guardian of consciousness, reminding everyone, through your example, that healing is possible and that truth liberates. Feel the support of all the wise women who came before you, for they vibrate in your heart right now and in your faith. You are an ancient soul, and your rare intuition is the jewel that the universe has entrusted to you to illuminate your destiny of peace. Rebuilding your identity as a woman with an ancient soul is the greatest act of love you can perform for yourself today. Jung taught us that becoming who we truly are is the goal of our existence, and you are walking this path with courage and clarity. Your rare intuition is the light that ensures you never again get lost in the shadows of disrespect or a lack of healthy boundaries. By honoring your essence, you become a woman whom everyone respects because your inner peace is unshakable and your self-respect is absolute and clear. Feel the pride of having come this far, transforming each pain into a tool for maturation and constant spiritual rebirth in your soul. This is your time to shine with all the silent strength you have conquered, living a life of total liberation, clarity, and peace. If this video brought new meaning to your journey and helped you recognize the beauty of your ancient soul today, please subscribe. Your participation in this community is fundamental so that we can continue spreading messages of healing, awareness, and reconstruction to more women seekers. By subscribing to the channel, you strengthen your decision to live in total self-respect, surrounded by teachings that value your silent strength and intuition. We are together in this awakening process, celebrating each small victory on our path towards individuation and eternal peace in our soul. Click the subscribe button and activate notifications so you don't miss any step of this journey of total transformation and absolute clarity about who you are. Your light is needed in the world, and your journey of overcoming is the example that will inspire many other souls to also seek healing. The spiritual meaning of being an old soul woman lies in your ability to be a channel of peace in a chaotic world. When you accept your rare intuition as your guide, you cease to be a hostage to external circumstances and become the master of your destiny. Carl Jung's path shows us that soul integration is the only path to true happiness, and you are experiencing this. Your reconstruction is the process of removing layers of fear to reveal the jewel of self-respect that has always resided in your awakened heart. Feel the support of the universe in every decision to prioritize your peace, knowing that you are being guided by a force of unconditional love. You are an old soul woman, and your presence is a gift of clarity to all who have the honor of knowing you. The healing journey is ongoing, but the foundations you have laid today as a woman of ancient soul are unshakable and very strong. You have learned that your intuition is your greatest protection, and that your peace is your most valuable treasure in your entire earthly existence. Your reconstruction has allowed you to see life with new eyes, finding meaning in pain and hope in each new beginning and change. The spiritual maturity you have achieved is the foundation of an elegant life, where truth and self-respect are the supreme laws. Continue your journey with the confidence of one who knows that the best of your story is being written now in the colors of light. You are a woman of ancient soul, and your rare intuition is what will guarantee you a life of total fulfillment, purpose, and peace.